Would I be the asshole if I reported my neighbor for running a car detailing business from home? So my 18-year-old neighbor has been running a car detailing business from home for a couple of years now. It started off small, so maybe one car a day 3-4 times a week, and is now about 7-8 cars a day almost every day. He does a range of services from a simple external wash to steam cleaning and washing the seats and engine cleaning, and makes a fair bit of money from it. The main issue is the fact that the way he is operating is illegal and breaks the environmental protection laws. He washes the cars on the street and lets the dirty water and chemicals go into the main street drains. Here in the UK, to do so is illegal, although councils will turn a blind eye if it's your own personal car. However, car wash businesses are normally held under even stricter rules and have to store wastewater separately and send it off for treatment due to the chemicals before it can be disposed of. Whilst I haven't been bothered with his business, we are currently entering drought conditions, and with him washing cars all day and paying a residential rate as opposed to business water rates, this is something which is making me think double about this. So would I be the asshole if I reported him for breaking the law? Edit. Thanks to those who have given some advice on how I should go about this instead of just reporting him. I will speak to let him know about the legalities of the situation instead of just reporting him, and figure out what his plans are. The restrictions on commercial car washes are there for a reason, and those of you who are saying that businesses and water companies do it, so it doesn't matter, are the reason why this world is in the state it is in. Also, this is not some teenager making money from his parents' drive. It's a proper commercial operation. He had professional car washing equipment, a full business social media presence, a registered company, Google Maps business page, and more. Not the asshole, but you will most likely be viewed as one. Why don't you talk to him first and then escalate it to "I'm sorry, but I'm going to have to report it if you don't"? If it is going to protect the environment, the community, and other legitimate car detailing businesses in the area, then you know exactly what you have to do. Not the asshole. Dude. He's 18. He has initiative and doesn't bum around. Help him instead of telling on him. You're the asshole, kinda. I think the kid eventually needs to move his side hustle to somewhere that can accommodate it. You should have a talk with the parents, and maybe the kid, before running to the authorities. Perhaps explain the regulations and that you just want to make sure he doesn't get a fine or mark on his record. And if you're thinking about it, I'm sure others on your street are too. Might be good to give them a heads up. Info. Have you actually talked to him about this? You said he's only 18, he may not actually know the rules. You're the asshole. How about why use your words with him? You're very clearly paying hyper attention. I'm not here to defend pollution, but an 18-year-old washing cars isn't really the contributing factor for water damage in the UK. If that's really what you care about, maybe join a protest for companies like BP, not some kid. You're the asshole. I'm pretty sure you have also broken the law. You say you work for HMRC, so that's how you know how much he earns. You've gone out of your way to find out this fella earnings? You've gone out of your way to see how much this guy is earning, and because he's doing well, it's annoyed you, and you want to report him. Get a grip. Probably an unpopular opinion, but bring on the downvotes. He's working and not claiming benefits. He's washing the water down the drain. When water companies pump sewage into rivers, you are entering a drought despite the fact water companies waste millions in leaks every day, and you still have to pay full price for water despite not being able to use the hosepipe, etc. Leave the guy alone and let him get on with it. Don't be an ass and talk to him first. WIBTA. Do you have a hosepipe ban at the moment? Only ask, as we do, and know quite a bit of the UK does. After you've finished taking down a hardworking young man, maybe you can find a 10 years old with a lemonade stand to go after. You're the asshole. You're the asshole. The trigger is how much money the neighbor's making now, as well as the neighbor getting to pay residential water rates. Like OP said, He hadn't been bothered with the kid's business prior. The environmental talk is virtue signaling. Hiding behind environmental protection laws is cowardice. OP should own being an AH and report your neighbor because he doesn't want to see the neighbor making a fair bit of money anymore. TLDR, OP doesn't want to see a kid making money. OP doesn't give two shits about the environment. OP, you're the asshole. You're the asshole. How many 18-year-olds have the work ethic to run a successful business? WIBTA, shock horror, a teenager is earning money with his own hands. I bet you complain about nobody wants work these days, leave the kid alone. WIDA. Let him know. He might be able to use another car wash location to do the wash and then the rest of the detailing at his house. He knows it's illegal. There is no point in telling him. If you wish, tell him and see if he lies further by acting surprised. Either way, he is making more money than those who legally do this work at the expense of you and your neighbors. Not the asshole. WIDA. It's expensive as to live right now. Who are you to take away a man's living? Mind your business and get your car cleaned for cheap. You're the asshole. Go touch grass and let the 18-year-old make some money. Holy. Not the asshole. The water regulations are for a reason. Not the asshole. Report, and I would do so anonymously. Neighbor disputes are brutal. I'd stay well away from that. Not the asshole. Sounds like the right thing to do. Get a life, OP. He might just be trying to save money to further his education. Why don't you go find out why he's doing it? WIDA. You just come across extremely petty. WIDA. In a time where everyone is screaming, no one wants to work, this kid has started his own business. And it sounds like he's doing great. As long as it's not affecting you, I would leave him alone. Disclaimer: I'm in the US, so I don't really know how big of a deal the water usage is. Wow, this is one of the most 50-50 voting I've seen here in quite a while. I'm wondering why exactly you waited 2 years to think about reporting him. It kind of seems like it's because he has grown his clientele in this 2 years. Almost sounds like you didn't have a problem until he started doing more business, i.e. making more money. Seems like you care about something other more than the environmental aspect here. Because of that, WIBTA. WIDA. Just let him live. He's not causing you any problems. Out of all illegal things run in this world, this seems like the least stupid illegal thing. WIBTA if you don't talk to the neighbor first. I'm in the UK and I didn't know this is a law, so there's a good chance they also don't. You're the asshole. Mind your business. Worried about pollution, sure. Why do people care about what their neighbors are doing? I see posts all the time now of nosy-ass people who need a hobby that isn't people watching and complaining. This is now the third post I read about people being too concerned about what happens next door. Not the asshole. Assuming what you said is true, I have no ounce of knowledge of how car washes operate and the rules around it. What he's doing is not only harming the environment, but is illegal. But I would think twice about how you go about this. I and many others recognize that he is working hard and has drive. You doing this will kill his business. I don't really have a suggestion on how to go about it because I've never been in a situation where I respected the work of the individual but also recognized that overall it's not legal and is causing harm on a potentially larger scale. Not the asshole, just report him and don't listen to the morons telling you to go talk to him first. That's not your job, and attracting the attention of possible retaliation from your neighbor just isn't worth it. Do you have any idea how hard it is for people to get by in today's economy? This kid has actually been able to claw out a halfway decent living for himself and you want to come along and shit all over it. Huge, you're the asshole. Mind your own effing business, asshole. Narking to the govt is always an asshole.